that out.
Howdy. So, this is a live action recording, if you could believe it. This is probably one of the only times that I'll actually, show myself on the internet to this extent, whatever this is. Right. Point of this is I wanted to make some kind of a vlog thing. And those that have watched my stuff, you would know, State of Dean videos, like that kind of thing. Yeah, I've been trying my damnedest to figure out what to do with those. And frankly, it's just been taking too long to figure out how to make those in an efficient manner to really talk about what's going on. So here I am, just out in the middle of some forest. Me just talking about stuff right now. So I've been trying to figure out what to really do with my channel and just what to do going forward. First off, I do plan on still making stuff and just posting it on either on YouTube or on my Blue Sky thing and try to at least show what I've been able to do. But now I'm kind of a little bit of at an impasse, I guess you could say. I don't know what to really think about it. I always think there's something watching me. Maybe there is. I don't know. Ooh, I can feel the branches. I can feel them creaking. The branches, they're creaking. So, I've been arguing over, what to really talk about for this, especially since this is, one of those few opportunities that I actually feel like talking in person. So, kind of neat thing to show off, but microphone. Shotgun microphone. It's very... Trying to figure out where that's coming from. Also got myself sound recorder. I don't know if that's getting into the footage. Portable sound recorder. I got some Velcro straps that I use to strap it onto my belt. Allows me to take my audio equipment wherever I need to. Also got a 10-foot telescopic boom pole if I need it. I'm the only one here actually recording right now. No one's behind that camera. Technically, I'm behind the camera in the future, but whatever. Speaking of, I'm just going to make sure that things are going to go okay. Cut audio, cut video, just for a moment. So that goes over there. So, the point of this video, initially kind of as a State of Dean video, something to kind of get out there, at least talk about, what it is that I'm doing, I guess, and what to look forward to on this channel. Thing is, I don't know, really. Right now, my current plans kind of pertain to going through Deltarune some more, trying to find some stuff to voice act, if anything, just as practice. But, kind of an issue that I've been having recently is, ooh, wow, I'm pretty talented. I can do a lot of stuff. I have a lot of skills available to me. I've got a good amount of equipment on me, too. I haven't actually been able to use that to make any money. And that's a bit of an issue for me. Especially in a bit of an economy that kind of wants you to make money. Especially when everything's expensive. And that's an issue. So, that begs the question, will I be, going all out, trying to figure out how to accept marketing tactics, something? I don't know. I don't even know if I want to do that, really. I already, in a way, offer my voice act services over on my Ko-Fi page. And for the low price of about $3, I can say a bunch of words. Ideally, that is exactly what I would be doing. Or, well...
You know, I always wonder, when exactly should I actually go into voice act mode in order to show exactly what I do? Now, here's the thing that I can do, at least when it comes to voice acting. I can pronunciate things fairly well. Even if I, high-pitched voice myself, it's very simple
for me to just do that and then swap between different voices in order to, I don't know, say words in a way that it makes sense. I can do that. I can do all that. It's just, I don't know if either, I got stupidly high standards and I just don't want to work for some things, or there's not a lot to work with, or ones that I do send out an application for never get accepted, even though they're pretty good, or maybe the application doesn't work out because there's some requirements that I didn't realize or didn't meet the expectations for. Maybe. Now, I'm not throwing shade at anyone for not accepting me for specific stuff. There is like a couple things I did get accepted for, or at least like one of them. One of which being as the tenor voice actor for a giant Deltarune dub voice act project, of which currently is on a bit of a hiatus, I think. It's still great that I at least got chosen to be a part of that. Now, hiatus is kind of a strong word. It's more like a bit of hibernation. The guy behind it is, I think, still going through schoolwork. Still needs to, like, settle that all out. Very much still a thing that I'm pretty sure that, like, they all want to do. Main guy as well as the other voice actors. All of which very talented. Like, seriously. Some of them sing incredibly well. And I think one of the requirements for the voice acting bit there was to be able to sing. Well, now I can tell myself that I don't sing very well in comparison to a bunch of these other people that are really good at singing. But I just need to practice on that, and I don't think I had enough practice. I just sing to songs in my car. That's pretty much that. Funny enough, do I notice something funny? I can't read sheet music, which is hilarious because I love sounds so very much. I've even been in band. I've been in marching band as well. I should know how to read sheet music. I played the trombone. I don't know how to read sheet music. Do I know why? It's because I went off of the sound of stuff. I didn't really remember all the lettered notes very well, but I remember the positions in which to make a specific sound. And that's the thing that I remembered, and that's the thing that I worked on. A lot more than, like, actually memorizing the notes on the sheet music, which is not what you should be doing. Ideally, because now I can't read sheet music, specifically. If I, like, practiced a bit and, like, pushed forward and learned the language of music, I could probably figure that out. Or, at the same time, I could keep doing what I've been doing and just been really good at recognizing specific frequencies and working off of that. Still, though, it might be a good idea to actually learn how to do the sheet music. If you're watching this in the future, me from the future, please learn how to do that. That'd be great. There's an airplane. There's an airplane somewhere around here. I don't know where. Maybe they're trying to find me. They're not gonna find me. So, what else do I want to talk about in this State of Dean improv thing that I'm just talking about in front of a camera? I've been trying to figure that out. I got a bunch of different topics that I kind of want to do, and I've thought about, to some extent, like doing this again at some point when I got some free time and doing like another State of Dean, just doing like a little bit of a short story, or maybe like a 20-30 minute short story about like some stuff that I want to talk about. Which, actually, I kind of wanted to do streaming specifically because I wanted to do stuff like that, where I would just talk about some stories. Then at some point, I kind of realized that sifting through probably, hundreds of hours of stream footage might not be the best way to find these stories that I wanted to tell all this time. Might be good for whenever people are around for story time, but not good whenever people want to figure out if Satisfactory Chill Stream number 45 is any different from Satisfactory Stream number 56. Oh, on the topic of Satisfactory stuff, ever since I've stopped streaming for a while, I have been working on that Satisfactory world. It's just, as time went on, I frankly got really... it got difficult trying to figure out how to, like, entertain people for, like, 5 hours straight, when I would do something that would give me like 1% of progress, pretty much. While it might be nice to stream that footage, in fact, I kind of thought about this, specifically streaming just to add more data to YouTube servers, just to sabotage it very slightly, even though that probably only make a teeny tiny dent. I don't know. Hundreds of gigabytes of stream footage might do something. All in all, I just haven't had a whole lot of time to like do that, so I'm just like figuring out what I need to know. But just in general, I just haven't had a whole lot of time to dedicate for, like, not really daily, but not even, like, weekly or even monthly, it's time to, like, stream specifically for, like, 3 to 5 hours. Because a lot of the projects on that world have gotten to where they just take too long. So much time that I just need to focus a ton on those projects themselves and not really focus on the actual streaming chat thing, because it's a project that I've been wanting to work on for a really long time anyway, and I'm getting close to getting done. I do want to make a video on that Satisfactory when I get it done, which will... no idea when that's coming out, actually. Oh, other video project that I have been kind of working on, at least, it's a Deltarune theory video, specifically on the hole. This hole, right here. So this is the Deltarune plot hole. You get secret boss items out of that. During my Sham video, someone in the comments was like, hey, what is that hole thing there? And then I kind of thought, wait, I don't actually know how many people know about this hole. I'm going to make a video on it. Still working on it. It will be out eventually. So, the one thing that am I recording? I'm okay. One thing that I was talking about at some point earlier about streaming and why I started it and why I've stopped. So, a bit of a story. This was around the time COVID hit. Around 2021, I think. I had a job as a stage technician at a theater. That's pretty cool. I know how, I know stage left, stage right, upstage, downstage? No. That's upstage, that's down. Know about that, know about piping, mid-stage pipe coming in, that kind of thing. My main job was getting instruments set up so that clients would actually have some cool lights, some cool stuff, so that their shows would be pretty neat. Well, over time, the actual theater that I worked at kind of degraded to an extent. I don't know exactly how to word that without being too bad-mouthy. Eventually, culmination, a couple too many problematic things came up to where I just ended up leaving. Mainly pointing towards a staffing issue and me getting too much pressure, and I just couldn't take it. And I was suffering from mental health issues at that time. So I just kind of had to leave. And the problem is that I was actually pretty good at it. Like, relatively good. And then I just got too much pressure and I quit. Retrospectively, I probably should have talked to my boss about this, try to figure out a way how we can do things better and make the solutions a bit easier so that we can have a better time. But I think at that moment, I felt like that I wasn't going to get any better by being there, because it was more of a issue that I saw that my boss couldn't fix. So I pretty much left mostly as a safety thing for me, because it's weird because one morning I was like, oh my gosh, I just don't want to go there anymore because of all the mental torment that goes through my head every time I go there. Ever since then, I guess you could say I've been somewhat scarred for life since then. I've been trying to move on past that and go into other things. I feel like it's gone well, relatively speaking. Hard to tell, really, unless... whatever. This was around... Okay. This was around the time that I made the Picayune Dreams review video. And I wanted to make that specifically to show myself that I am good at what I do and I can make stuff. That's what I wanted to do. And I made it, and I was happy with it. I'm also kind of jealous of how much effort I put into that video. Now, a little short story in a tangent of a tangent. I don't know how deep I am into the tangents at this point. There was one day when I just kind of felt like that I had no idea what to do with my life. And I decided, you know what would be really nice? There's this one forest that's near me, and I want to just go explore for a little bit. And then something in my mind was like, you know what would be really funny? If you never left until you figure out your purpose. That was my thought process. Oh yes, that sounds like a great idea. Never leave until I can figure out what the point to life is. At some point, I figured out, you know what I should do? I should tell stories, make stories, something like that. Be a writer, be an artist, that kind of thing. And I felt like that was a good answer. For some reason, the voice in my head said that I was wrong. And I'm starting to think I was right. Now, when I heard that making stories or retelling stories wasn't the correct purpose, whatever the heck that means, I knew for a fact that I didn't care. And I just went on with my life, got out of the forest, and went on to do other stuff. That little voice in my head couldn't tell me what to do, no sirree, because I needed to do something. Well, here I am, about, 2 years later, and I'm still in the forest. still here. Not actually. I've actually left the forest and went to my actual house where I had actual, like, living utilities. So, nothing like I've literally been stuck in the forest ever since then. Everything's falling apart. Hello! I'm recording something. I can just barely see a shadow of you over there. Put that on. Okay, audio on, video on. Sorry about that. My dad just kind of walked by and I just had to talk with him. Where was I? Oh yeah, something about stuck in the forest. Blah blah blah. This is gonna take too long to explain. Basically, metaphor for I'm stuck. Am I? I don't know. Maybe I'm making myself stuck. Not sure. Weird metaphor that I don't know the answer to. Anyways, made that Peking Dreams video. Loved it a lot. Liked it. I then at some point had the want to try and 100% the game. And the last thing that I needed to do was complete the flawless achievement, of which I actually was able to do. And I actually did that on my very first stream. Ain't that neat? So, why did I start streaming in the first place? Because I wanted to, ideally, use my talents and make money. Have a second job, or something like that. Or I guess you could say it's like for two reasons. I wanted to fix up my mental health by making stuff, making things that I can just vent my anger into. And just also as an opportunity for me to maybe be able to get ad revenue, because I think I can do pretty well with the whole video editing, voice acting. I think I can do something with that, which is why I wanted to get into streaming, because I think I could probably do something with that. And I think I did fairly well, all things considered. That being said, after some amount of time, I had this feeling that it just wasn't worth it. Not exactly. It was worth it, definitely. All the time that I spent streaming, I think I did get good. Like, there was good stuff that came out of it. Not to say that, like, the entire thing was a waste of time. No. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's more like, it's been a couple years since I've started, and, well, to put it in perspective, out of all the money that I've ever gotten in terms of stuff that I got from YouTube or various donations from other sites, I've only gotten about maybe $350? $350, maybe? Which, it's wonderful that people sent that much money. One of the donations was like $200 from Not Just Baba, or however you pronounce his name. And there were multiple other $5, $1, a couple $20 donations too. Very nice, thank you. I've only gotten that much money after doing stuff for about 5 or 6 years. So that's a little disheartening. Nothing against you guys. I really don't have anything against that. It's just, I kind of need more. So the obvious answer is to double down in the streaming and videoing and do more of it. And put more in and get more out, right? Well, there's been a couple times when I would make videos that I put a lot of time into, but it didn't matter because no one watched them. Or, people watched them, just, it wasn't enough to actually matter in the grand scheme of things in terms of, like, you got enough viewage in order to get enough ad revenue in order to make $2. Neat. It wasn't even enough to get $2. My most popular video that I've made within recent time is the video of me just being excited for Deltarune, the video. And I like that video. I liked it a lot. I need to do that again. Every 2 weeks. For the rest of my life. In order to get another $10. Or something like that. That's a little disheartening. Again, nothing against you guys. Nothing against that. It's just the entire system that is promoting you using your time and life itself to make money off of this. Doesn't give you much back. And then I had the same problem where I felt like that I was just having degrading mental health going so far into this YouTube thing. So I decided I'm just going to quit streaming. Or at the very least, limit what I do when it comes to streaming to when I really, really want to do it. Which apparently is just me doing it only every now and again and mostly focusing on videos. Why videos specifically? Videos are more evergreen, really. Streams are kind of a one-time thing unless they're so good that people want to come back to those. But honestly, I just really didn't like watching my stream videos. Not because that they weren't entertaining, but because they were long, like hella long. And also there was the entire... And also there was another issue when it came to people who would really want to watch my streams, but didn't, because they weren't there at the time. And the whole purpose of these streams is so that people can be there at that time so that they can experience it themselves. Because it's a live thing. You can change how things happen. You could have changed the events of history if you were there. And that was kind of the point of streams. And that's kind of a good draw in a lot of cases. Only really works if people got time to be there. And I've also felt like over time, it was just more and more difficult for me to have time for myself to actually do all that. My personal life was starting to get cut into in terms of I can stream, but at the cost of my personal life, that kind of thing. Don't prioritize streaming or video making over your personal life. Please, don't. Same thing when it comes to social media. Get out there and go into the woods and go have a walk. Something like that. That's right. It turns out this was an entire warning. A warning that I've been trying my damnedest to do at some point, but I have never been able to figure out how to do it best. Right now, here's the warning. You know all that social media stuff that you've been on all that time? Yeah, get off now, or less time on it, please. You want to know something funny? I only do stuff when I'm bored. When I wake up one day and I don't have anything to do and I get bored, and then I do stuff. When I was in high school, I got bored. You want to know what I did? I got into drawing. I made some pretty good drawings. I think I did pretty good. And then I didn't get bored. I got into all this video stuff, trying to focus more on YouTube, playing games, editing them, all that kind of stuff. And I was telling myself, oh, I don't have any more time for drawing because that just takes too long. Well, now here I am. I got bored again to some extent, and now I have a bunch of drawings of my my Nizzy character, of which I kind of want to do something similar to this and have a whole video dedicated to the origin of this creation itself, because there is actually a story behind this that spans years, and it's because I wanted to make a Minecraft movie specifically to hype up this thing being a reel. I just couldn't figure out what to do with that. Anyways, that's another thing. That's another video I want to do in this kind of style. So the warning: shorts, hate them a lot. You go on them and you scroll forever. That's kind of the gimmick. Problem is, those were made so that you can have a little bit of lighthearted fun, which then stretches for hours upon hours, because minute-long shorts add up when you see about 30 of them. Then it goes into 30 minutes, 60, and go into an hour. Of course, the obvious answer is to stop. That's what everyone tells you to do. Just stop looking at shorts. It's that easy. It's not. It's like an addiction. Smoking, alcohol, various other forms of addiction. That's just the thing that happens. I've been affected by it too, and I've been trying my damnedest to figure out ways how I can just literally throw my phone away. Like, hold on. This is an iPhone. It's specifically an iPhone SE. I like small phones because they can fit into your hand a lot easier. Like that's a lot better. Oh, by the way, Satisfactory sticker. That thing's been on there for a while. I just love Satisfactory that much. Anyways, important thing when it comes to these phones, extremely powerful, extremely good, because apparently being connected to the internet from anywhere in the world is pretty handy. Have you ever been lost in a forest? I haven't. Luckily, if you ever do, you can pull up Google Maps or some kind of map software, and it's got a global positioning system, a GPS exactly on your location, and using your phone, you can figure out how to get out of that forest. So you can always have an up-to-date map instead of whatever that was in the good old days, where you had to use paper. Now, we don't need to use paper. We got satellite. Ain't that useful? You can also contact emergency services. All in all, being able to have access to infinite knowledge is pretty good. What isn't good is the fact that I feel like it's almost a requirement to eat as much of that information as possible, to try and consume and figure out what the meaning of life is by devouring the infinicy of the internet. And that is the lie. I think that's a big lie that a lot of people have been kind of pushing towards. I'll just keep looking online. You'll probably find an answer to pretty much everything. Turns out, when you try to sift through infinite knowledge, you may find that little nugget of information that you've been so trying to find all this time. only for it to not really mean anything because you've just been sent on a wild goose chase, and now there's some other answer that you're trying to look for because there's apparently something else. There's like sun in my face. I don't know if that's good on my glasses. There's a sun right there. I gotta worry about the sun. This is the first time I'm doing stuff in real life, and I gotta worry about the sun. Anyways, what should you do to get out of Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, trying to get out of this social media hive mind so that you can go out into the world and discover stuff for yourself so that you can, believe it or not, learn more about the little world that you are a part of right here. The overall request that I guess I'm trying to make here is to work towards making your world better first and then working towards other worlds afterwards. My little world, I just want to extend to the city that I'm in and the force that I'm at, the family that I live with all this time. That's my little world that I want to help work with and develop. And, well, I've been neglecting that ever since I've started this whole video thing and going into streaming. I've been really neglecting personal life because of how consuming internet life really is and just how much is required to make a difference. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should not make themselves present online. If you got the resources and you just so happen to hit the jackpot of relevancy, you can make a difference in a much bigger world. It's just I didn't get the jackpot, and I'm just kind of stuck here, pretty much.
You know, I don't know if it's this mask thing or there's like actual shadows approaching me. I don't think I have a lot of time here before I go mentally insane again.
Not actually hallucinating. I'm pretty sure it's just the mask, because I can see, but it's hard to see. So, anyways, the thing that was always a problem for me when it comes to sending out this kind of a message or a type of warning or whatever the heck this is how do I tell people to get off the internet by going on the internet? A little awkward. Bit of hypocritical, isn't it? Well, what I've at least been trying to do as a caveat is to not do stuff online that much, which is also why I haven't been very active online, and also why I generally don't do stuff online that much. Now, I do know I made like a little community of people that are on my private Discord server that's now kind of blocked off, and I've don't want to grow that anymore, which sounds bad. Not actually. I don't really know what to do with it because I have this new mentality of I just want to go out into the world and experience it for myself, and not have to worry about dozens and dozens of people outside of my little circle of influence that I would have to worry about on a daily basis. Now, that doesn't mean that you're all like not worth my time. That is not at all what I'm saying. Every single one of you has, in a way, changed my life in either very small ways or very big ways, depending on if you've done any contributions towards making any of my streams any better or any worse, or honestly, the good and the bad that all of these people that I've met over time has overall made me who I am today, and I'm okay with that right now. It's just, unfortunately, in order for me to make myself better, I've had to step away and try to figure out what the point of me doing stuff even is. Back in that Lost in the Forest thing. So, other thing I did want to talk about is probably going to be the last thing. I did want to make a 1,000 subscriber special, just as a way to thank like 1,000 people for subscribing. I had the plan that I would go through all of my old streams and find as many names as possible in order to hopefully like actually thank all those people. And I was going to do that. I was dead set on doing that. And then one day I woke up and I had the feeling of I just didn't want to do this anymore. It's not exactly what I wanted, but there wasn't much I could do about it. I pretty much changed entirely that morning and I couldn't do anything to stop it. The want and desire to call out 1,000 different names for 1,000 different people has suddenly stopped. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure why myself, but that's just unfortunately what ended up happening. So no longer is there going to be a 1,000 sub special, but I did have a message that I did want to say in there that I guess this is just going to be the only spot that I'm going to be able to put it. And that's that every single one of you out there, matters in some form or fashion. Think about it like this. For the few couple dozen people that have made themselves known out there, especially on my streams, you know who you are. There are about maybe hundreds, if not thousands of people out there that are completely silent, that have still, in a way, made a difference by at least checking out my stuff or sharing them. There is a silent presence amongst people like you and me. I'm, in a way, a silent person that I help in some areas. There are some creators that might get a random donation from me, and I would say, hey, you got some pretty cool music. I'm going to give you a bunch more money than you're asking. Go on Bandcamp, by the way. There's a bunch of good creators on there, and you can donate some money to them. Usually songs are cheaper than on iTunes. Less music, technically, than on iTunes, but a wider variety of stuff as well. Go on Bandcamp, please. For as vocal as the few dozen people are, as much as they want to make a difference in the world, they are outranked by the silent majority. Yes, you matter. In some form or fashion, you do matter. No matter how small of an action that you do make, it matters in the long run. I swear it does. Whatever thing that you want to do, whatever it may be, it could just be like picking up some trash. No, that sounds like it doesn't matter much. Well, guess what? The next person doesn't have to clean up that trash. And when that next person doesn't need to clean up the trash, they can work on other things to clean up. Maybe they have some project that they need to work on, but because there was some trash in the way, they needed to go fix up that trash first, clean that up, and then it kind of piles on and on and on. Well, here's what you can do. Small little things. At the base, wherever you are, try to help people as best as you can with whatever ability that you have. Why? So that other people can have more free time to do things that they want to do. That being said, that doesn't exactly work if people keep going on their phones. This is going to be a thing that you're going to have to do as well. Your phone, just throw that away. Literally, throw it out. That's a thing that you're going to have to do, unfortunately. Well, okay, within reason, don't actually, throw it against some concrete and break it and shatter it, because, unfortunately, having infinite access to knowledge and also information on where everything is at all times is kind of helpful. And that way, you know where the nearest bathroom is. Have you ever been somewhere and not know where the bathroom is? Having a phone could probably help, especially since it has up-to-date GPS mapping. So I'm not saying that all new technology is bad or something like that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, get off your butt and make something. It doesn't even need to be something important. Just make something. Could be a cute little doodle. Something. Could make an entire stop-motion movie with the camera that you have on your phone, actually. You could probably do some, a cool photo movie, stop-action thing with that. Make stuff for the world to experience, no matter how small that world may actually be. Just make something in general. And right, I think I'm actually running out of footage. I can't really talk too much. You want to know something funny? My monologue actually got cut mid-conversation, and I had to kind of redo a whole bit. There's a whole bit of lost footage somewhere out there. I don't actually know what I said, because I've been talking for 10 minutes, and apparently there's a 25-minute limit on when my camera does stuff. Apparently that's a setting. I need to find out where that setting is, so I can extend it to somewhere else, so I can just keep talking forever. I don't have the time for that. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video of State of Dean, where I just kind of rant and talk about stuff for a long time. Maybe talk about something that's relevant, maybe something not. I don't know. But do you want to know the benefit of doing this live is? I can just put my audio, sync it with that video over there, and then upload it. Don't have to spend a couple weeks thinking about what I want to do for the video. I can just make it. And for me, that was a problem, because every time that I wanted to make something with my PNG avatar, even though it worked really well, I got exactly what I wanted. I didn't have to do all this live action showy face stuff. It then had to go through a lot of production in order to actually make it a thing and actually make it enjoyable, of which I just felt like that it never really did. And this is all going to be an experiment. Let's see if this is actually kind of good for me. I feel like it is. We'll have to find out. If you liked it, leave a like down below. Could subscribe. I don't know when I'm actually going to make stuff, but that way, if you do subscribe, you'll know exactly when I do stuff. Hopefully, if YouTube feels like mentioning that I'm at all doing things. Check the subscription feed. That's probably the best. Is it over there, or? Check the subscription feed. Donate money for me over on my Ko-Fi. If I do another State of Dean, I'll try to do shout-outs on people that actually do that. I didn't have any of this prepared for any of the other previous donations. Sorry. But anyways, I am running out of time. My camera battery is at like 20%. My sound recorder battery is at 2000% because it's indestructible. That's fine. But I probably need to actually get going right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it at least some amount. You all have a good night. Bye-bye.